Good evening. Good evening from South Africa, everyone. And it is just about bedtime here. And the sort of day that I've had hasn't been unpleasant in any way, but I am exhausted. My body knows that it just could feel a lot better. And I'm tuning into that. And sometimes when one feels like that, it's hard not to get frustrated. So how do we exit this exhaustion that we sometimes feel? Waking up and feeling like the day is joy and not dread, like, oh my word, I've got this task to do and that task to do, and I have no idea how I'm going to manage that physical task or that mental task. And the end of the day just feels like relief instead of feeling like joy. And how do we navigate that, which is so common these days? And I do advocate taking time to breathe or use one of the 5 building blocks. And yet we can step back and just say enough. Just look at whatever kind of day we've had and say, okay, I can take a step back and tune into my body, really go to the truth of how I'm feeling and where am I feeling it in my body. There are times that one feels a tightness in one's throat. There are times when one feels just a heaviness or tightness in one's chest, or an anxiety, a butterfly feeling in one's stomach. And some people hold their stress in their back. They have backaches. I have yoga students who have challenges with their backs, and it's just a lot of stress that they hold. So when we look at what can we do from a mind perspective, we get to say what goes on. Where is that thread of thought going? What is it? And can we cut it off if it's not what serves us? And then what? Can we observe ourselves thinking, not just think the thoughts and let them go and go and go and then feel frustrated? Because the more frustrated we feel, the more frustrated we think. And the cycle just goes on and on. But what can we do to feel better about that? And there's a technique where you can actually just sit down like I'm doing now and see yourself rise from your body as if you're on the ceiling or you're in the sky and you're looking down on yourself sitting here. You're observing the clothes that you're wearing. You're observing yourself sitting here, but you're doing it from way up there and looking at maybe how you feel and the position that you're sitting in, your body language, and what it's like, and observe yourself from there, and observe yourself in the thoughts that you're thinking, and observe yourself as you interact, and then say to yourself, the way up there self, how could I make this different? How, and not even maybe how can I make this different, because that's a lot of pressure. You're doing the best you can. How about, how may I allow this to be different? How may I allow the flow to be? And just see what comes to you. And sometimes it's just about, well, I'll think a different thought, or I'll literally sit in a different space, or I'll be in a different position while I read, or while I wind down to go to sleep, or I'll do something different when I get up. And It's the little things that makes the difference, the different things that make the difference every single day. And just doing one thing that's a little different changes the trajectory, changes the energy. One isn't in the same physical spot, one isn't in the same mental spot, and one then doesn't feel the same feelings in one's body. So that's a 2-minute technique that you can practice. And it is a form of meditation. I guess it falls into the meditation building block, where you can sit there and do that as a meditation. And make sure you breathe deeply, just getting into that space where you're looking way above yourself, or you're looking from way above yourself onto the you that is just sitting here and thinking whatever you're thinking in the position where you're doing whatever you're doing. And just everyday tasks, calling a friend that you haven't called in a long time, going on to a conscious community on Zoom that you maybe haven't been involved in, and experiencing that, taking a walk. And if taking a walk does not make you feel joyful, personally, when I take a walk down the road, as much as I love my country, and so many things about our country is miraculous, I start feeling really downhearted because I see all this municipal grass that is grown high, and I see the potholes in the roads, and I see things that aren't functioning. And that doesn't bring me joy. So I do other things that bring me joy. We aren't all living in ideal conditions, but we can bypass those. We can do something where we do feel joy, even if it's reading a book, even if it's just being in a space in our home, or rearranging our space, or creating some sort of a meditation corner where we're able to just be, something that brings us peace. Maybe it's buying a crystal that you've been wanting to buy, or just walking into a bookstore. If you have a great library, walking into the library and just being for a while, doing one thing to make the difference and to exit the exhaustion. Or maybe we should revise that and say to enter the joy. Love and light to you. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are. And see you tomorrow. It's actually, I think this is my day 9 of my 90-day challenge of going live. And I'm celebrating that. There's my joy today. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.